Joining me is a familiar face for 2 News viewers, former anchor Mark Allan. Nice to have you back in the studio. Good to see you again.
Good to be back.
Well, great to have you back here tonight. Let's look back 30 years to the Dayton Peace Accords.
Yeah.
What made those stories so important back then?
Number one, congratulations on your promotion. You're doing a fine
you.
job. Proud of you. I can't believe it's been 30 years. Yeah. And my immediate recollection, my first week on the job here at WDTN was the last week of October 1995. The peace talks started November 1st. So here I am, brand new job in a brand new city, and I literally walked into the biggest news story in the world. It was the top story in every newscast in the world. It was on the front page of every newspaper in the world. At the time, we were an ABC affiliate. We had ABC correspondents and producers working out of this building. It was unbelievable. The hero of those 3 weeks, because it was a 3-week negotiation, they finally signed the peace accords on November 21st, our old friend Carl Day. Well, longtime anchor reporter in this market. He basically lived at the Hope Hotel for those 3 weeks and anchored our coverage, and he was the hero of those 3 weeks. Just did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Well, that was the first of many big stories you covered for a quarter of a century here at Channel 2. But when you look back to that time, aside from just Carl, was there anything that sticks out to you that was monumental and something significant?
We had to learn a lot in a hurry. I mean, I don't think anybody in this building can find Bosnia-Herzegovina on a map if you spotted us the Bosnia and the Herzegovina. I mean, that was not a part of the world most of us were familiar with. We knew about the war there. Had been going on for 3 years. It was the worst, bloodiest conflict in Europe since World War II. 100,000 people had lost their lives. It was a horrible situation. At first they thought the peace talks might be in Paris or Geneva, but they picked the Hope Hotel, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We had the Secretary of State here. We had U.S. ambassadors here. We had a group of, it was 800 people in all who were here to negotiate this peace treaty. Toward the end, one of the great stories, toward the end, things were not going well. It looked like they had reached an impasse. Richard Holbrooke, who was basically running the negotiation, told the U.S. delegation, pack all your bags, have them sitting outside your door in the hallway. And that was a signal to everybody that we're done.
Wow. And
the two warring sides got the hint, and within 24, 48 hours, we had a deal.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
You're new to the market at that time. You're just coming into Dayton. But what was the reaction from the community? What did you feel from the Miami Valley as this was taking place?
We knew it was big. I mean, people knew it was big. What was interesting, in addition to the negotiations happening at the Hope Hotel, we would always get these tips that, hey, so-and-so is at the Fairfield Commons Mall, you know, the president of this country. One night they went bowling. just to kind of blow off some steam. You know, the president of whatever country and his delegation was at some bowling alley. And so we're getting, you know, people would call in, hey, so-and-so's here. So it was kind of fun chasing down those stories as well. But it was, I mean, you talk about a crazy way to start a new job in a new city. And it was kind of a letdown when it was over because we had to go back just, you know, covering good old local news.
Yeah, right.
But it was an amazing time.
Yeah, well, it must be surreal to have the international stage come full circle and be back here now.
When I heard NATO was coming here and the whole event, I said, this reminds me of something about 30 years ago. So once again, Dayton is in the world spotlight. And just real quick, a couple of years after, I got to go to Kosovo with the Ohio National Guard as part of the peacekeeping force. And once people there find out you're from Dayton, they welcome you with open arms.
Wow, that's
because
great.
to this day, in that part of the world, when people hear Dayton, they think peace. The name of our city is associated with peace all over the world, and that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Boy, it's a special week this week as history continues to write itself right here in Dayton. Mark Allan, former 2 News anchor. Of course, you know this face. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to see you.
All right, great to see you.